Oh yeah, my man Ron DeSantis. He getting it started today. Welcome everybody to the Man Cave. I'm your host, Black Irish. We're going to be talking about Ron DeSantis and his new bill involving the removal of alimony for specific situations, of course. And we're going to talk about no-fault divorce. I just, for some reason, feel like there's going to be a whole bunch of people very upset about this. And they're all on TikTok.
We are strong, independent women. We don't need no man. Women also. Yeah. There's an outcry over taking away lifetime alimony.
My question is always going to be the same thing. I thought we were independent, which is what she said. I thought that we don't need no man, which is what they also said. But it upset you that you couldn't get to their resources.
The law that DeSantis signed in is a step in the right direction. It omitted lifetime alimony in Florida and says that alimony cannot exceed one half the length of the marriage. But apparently these strong, independent women don't have very strong convictions in what they believe, because now they're leaving the Republican Party over this. I mean, because alimony's taken away, they'll no longer be Republican.
I think that is the most hilarious. I'm going to back up for a second. I think that's the most hilarious thing. So you were fine with everything else. Everything was good. You were fine the way the laws were. And then they said, we're going to take away your alimony. Miss Independent Women. Oh, no, you can't do that. Whoa, why? What?
Taken away, they'll no longer be Republicans. And if you read the little subtitle, it's a quote. My fear is that they'll take me back to court, and I don't have the money for this. Well, how do you think men have felt for years when they've been taken back to court over and over again over child support, over custody of their children?
Oh! That'll pucker up your butthole.
Over more alimony, over these long, extensive, financially ruining divorces.
Like, just think about this. You can have a man pay you thousands of dollars a month if you're a celebrity. And depending on how much you make, your child has to get $12,000 a month? What child needs that? Oh, because according to the courts, the lifestyle that he was living, he or she was living, they also have to live that every single day. What? What the fuck? Can you imagine the privilege that you have? Like, if you're going to sit here and say, oh, this is for the children, get this through your thick skulls. It is not. It never has been about the children. Because the more money they take out of you, the more money the courts get. That's why they do it. And some women are just dumb and don't know that. The other ones who are smart, oh, they know this. They just don't care. As long as they get their cut, they will destroy a family. So you're going to tell me you're going to stop being Republican because things are no longer going your way. Welcome to the world of being a man.
I mean, it wasn't the anti-LGBTQ laws, it wasn't the anti-trans laws, it wasn't the abortion laws, taking away their bodily choice, but take away the money that they can get off a man, and they're gonna leave the Republican Party. The greed. And their ability to just publicly say, I'm not independent, I need a man to pay my way. Well, not wanting to say it publicly. You seriously can't make this shit up. Toxic women are on full display right now.
I think they're all crazy, actually. But it really says a lot about the people you're involving yourself with. So you're upset because they're taking that right away from you. Which means, if I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, this will start making people think about getting married for the right reasons instead of what you can financially gain. I'm not saying it's all about love. Don't get me wrong. It's a contract. But if you're not looking for anything else but money, knowing because it only goes one way, depending on if this man is smart enough to make the right decisions. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is that you're just in it for the money. You've just proven you're in it for the money. And I hope that men are seeing this and seeing that, well, guess what? I don't need to be with you because I know that you're in it for the money. That's just a nice video I got for this one. Let's hit this one up.
I was married for close to 31 years. 11 years ago, we sat down. We were getting divorced. It wasn't something I wanted. I wanted to stay married. My husband had a girlfriend, so we left. These were not my choices.
Oh, no, sweetheart. Why don't you get a little bit more specific? Oh, he had a girlfriend. No context needed. Okay.
I was a good mom. I was a stay-at-home mom for 30 years. I raised a child that was autistic.
Make sure you throw that handicapped in there as well. I know I'm stereotyping. I'm just saying. I don't know her story, but it's always interesting when you make sure that you tug on the strings of everyone's emotions.
He is now flourishing and has a career. And that's because I stayed home with him. He would not be this good. I sacrificed my career and my life for him and all my children. And now you're going to come up with a bill that slaps me in the face again. For everything that I've given up and everything that I've done, you're saying to me, well, retroactively, we're going to take away what you have. And it is retroactive. We sat down and did mediation, and my ex-husband said, I really want to keep my 401k, and he put a mortgage on my home, and I did not know that he took out this huge mortgage. He said, if you will pay the payments out of the alimony and let me keep my 401k, then I will give you permanent alimony without having to go to court. I had no money to get an attorney.
Now, I will be honest with you. I don't know the story, so I'm going to say it as if I'm on both sides of the aisle. Let's just say he's a douchebag. And you did all the right things, as you said. You were a good mother, and you made sure to mention your autistic kid before your other children because you want to make sure everyone knows you went above and beyond for the autistic one because that was the most important one to you. We're not going to pretend that we're just going to skip right over that, but I digress. So let's just say he is a douchebag. Yeah, he's a douchebag. Yeah, he did this. Yeah, he did that. Absolutely. I think if he did do that, then he's a jerk. But what I will say is this will make women start to choose their men wisely and to go get your education and a career.
Look at you, man. I see you sitting on the couch about to roll up that big old ball of nasty ass, sticky ass, stimmy ass Strebo. Ugh, that shit is weak. Watching Maury Povich. Hey, which bring me to thought. Bitch, I'm not the father. Angie, Tammy, Renee, Felicia, Michelle, and a little bitch, Fifi, stay on 59, bitch. I'm not. I wore a rubber that night. Everest College is accredited by the West Coast Commission of Non-Accredited Schools. You can learn anything. They got courses in whatever you want to know. In 3 criminology, months, you too can aspire to make minimum wage one day, pimping.
As well. But you can still get a career without being a quote-unquote boss babe. You can still have that backup plan just in case something like this, you come across a douchebag, and you can still take care of yourself. If you find the right guy, you know, the ones that most women turn down, hey, you may actually get lucky because most of those guys are going to go above and beyond. Not to be disrespectful like a fat woman. A fat woman back in the day would go above and beyond for the man they want because they couldn't have what the other chicks had. Tell me I'm lying. A larger woman would do more than the woman who's a perfect 10 because they knew they had to bring something more to the game. And that's fine. That is totally fine. But let's just say it's the other way around. You probably annoyed the hell out of him. You probably were a pain in the butt. You probably made his life miserable. Oh, he didn't make it to where he was because you kept complaining about it. So when he finally became something, instead of supporting him all the way there, and don't get me wrong, I get it. You can probably be upset about it because you wish he was in a better place, but you married him when he wasn't in a better place. So you knew he wasn't the best thing out there, right? So instead of supporting him, and women nag, it is what it is, but you maybe let's just say you were being a kind of a CUN. Oh yeah, I said it. And basically, you made his life miserable. Now he's like, I'm gonna find someone that's younger and not a pain in the butt. See, this is what context is important. I like to know what both sides are going through.
I paid to go to court. So I took this deal. And I have been fighting this bill for 10 years. And I'm not real healthy. I have diabetes and thyroid and all kinds of issues.
Why didn't you take care of your health, honey? Is that another reason why he left you? Because you were, what? You had your kids and then you want to hold them responsible for you getting large, and then you also wanted to do all these things. Stop making excuses. Unless you show me doctor bills that prove that you had no choice, it happened, you couldn't get around it, you were stuck with it, I don't want to hear it. All she's doing is tugging on the heartstrings. That's why you picked your health. The autistic kid, past all your other kids. And now you want to come out here talking about how, oh, it's not fair that, that when it happens to women, this happens. We should stop this. Okay, goodbye.
And this is so stressful to us every year. I mean, it's just terrifying.
Welcome to being a
I've been
man.
up there testifying against this bill, and right here in this Capitol, I had a man shove me, I had a man stalk me, and I have had death threats. Death threats because of this bill.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the same thing that I tell every other woman that comes out here talking about, I get death threats. Because especially they always like, I get death threats on TikTok, on YouTube. Then you have receipts. Where are your receipts? Why have you not printed out all the people saying something about you? Oh, because it doesn't exist.
Lies! Deceptions!
If you look around this room, these are all rich, wealthy men, millionaires that are bringing this forward. They've hired their own lobbyists. I mean, who can do that? I'm just a middle-class woman surviving on the little bit I get.
And the funny thing is, and let's be honest with ourselves, when men get screwed and and lose half their money and their children, a woman can take her kids away from them. You got to go to court to prove that what she actually did in front of the court is wrong. You don't pay child support. You go to jail. You want to come to me or any other man talking about what's fair? Nobody cares. I'm sorry. Do better choosing a husband and taking care of your autistic kid and clearly not caring about the other ones. Next.
This comment reads, okay, but what if the spouse isn't abusive? What if they're loving and caring and she just gets bored? It happens all the time. What about it? I don't care if you think you are the most loving, caring person on this planet. Legitimately, who do you think you are? And what makes you think you have the right to force another human being to remain married to you when they don't want to be? This is exactly why no-fault divorce needs to be protected.
No, it doesn't. See, what you just said shows exactly why men should protect themselves. Men, protect yourselves. You can't trust these modern women anymore. They're corrupt. They drank the milkshake.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
And now they're all over the place. She said, what if you're a good guy? So what? So I want you to understand something. Being a good guy don't mean jack squat to these women anymore. It ain't about being a good guy and taking care of them. They like to hide by, oh, you're not going to tell me. You realize that more and more they sound like feminists? Every single day. They sound more and more like feminists every single day. It's not about what you want. What about me? What do I get out of this? So I can be good to you. And that's not, she couldn't even address it. Like, oh, I understand that. But I mean, there are small cases of that, which I probably would have accepted. But she decided to go the route of, oh, well, so I don't have to be married to you. Then you don't have to be married to him. See what happens when you have a bunch of people who are sitting out here talking about it's not fair that this happens to us and this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. That's always fine. But you know what? Now you get to experience what men are going through. You get nothing.
So you get nothing. You lose Good day, sir.
You get nothing. If you value a marriage, take the time to vet the man you're with. It sucks that now in the whole concept of this, you have to realize it's about, you don't have to prove anything. You can just say, well, he just didn't make me feel better, and that's enough for you. A contract where you can just say, my feelings. My feelings are the most important thing to me. Not my children, not the marriage, nothing. My feelings, I don't like him anymore. Goodbye. All right, here's 50% of his paycheck. Yep.
So Texas GOP has added to its platform that they want to get rid of no-fault divorce, which means that the woman has to prove infidelity or abuse in order to get divorced.
Which is what it should have been from the get-go. It's amazing when they when it doesn't benefit them in the slightest, all of a sudden they're concerned. And it's about the marriage. It's about the person. Really? Okay.
And Republicans all over the nation are pushing for this in other state legislatures. So I would advise young women today to not get married legally. Have a ceremony. Have a commitment with your partner. Have a nice wedding, whatever. But do not trap yourselves into the confines of the law of divorce. Because when we say that they're not going to stop with banning transgender care and getting rid of gay marriage and continuing to oppress.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna let it play, but I have. Oh my! It's hilarious. First of all, I like her face, and that mole is cute. But oh my god, it is so fucking stupid. Oh man, I hope that TikTok doesn't screw me over for this one.
People of color, they're not going to stop with marginalized groups. They are going to go after women. Eventually men, but right now they're going after women.
They're already going after men. It's called no fourth divorce. It's called it's called family court. They're already Why are you lumping us into this? We already going through this.
And banning no-fault divorce is the most ridiculous fascist thing I've ever seen. It's another way to trap women. It's another way to control women.
Listen, I'm going to be really honest with you. If you that damn stupid to get married to somebody without getting to know them first, granted, I get it. We all don't know the person until we live with them. I get it. But when you are only saying this, when this has already happened to men, but you start saying this when it's happening to you, I have no respect for you. You've lost the argument. Like, you've literally lost the argument. But the funny part I just started laughing at was the fact that she sits here and says, get married, but not legally with a court. Just get married as like a ceremony, but nothing on paper. Isn't that funny? Because men have always been telling you, it's not the paper, it's me and you. And y'all couldn't stop getting over the whole concept of getting married, putting the ring on the finger, and all that other nonsense. So when it doesn't benefit you, now you start thinking like a man. See, Steve Harvey told you how to think like a man, but when the laws change, now you want to start thinking like a man.
And so, honestly, as a 41-year-old divorced woman, to the young women of today, don't trap yourselves. Don't file the papers. Just be in love and have a commitment.
Which is what men have been trying to tell you from the get-go, but you wanted the money, you wanted the bread, you wanted the paper over having a real relationship. You ain't saying nothing different, sweetheart. We've all been telling you. Men have been saying that for the longest, but y'all kept trying to push them into marriage. You want the idea of the wedding. You want the idea of someone wanting you. And you also want the power that says that if you didn't want to be here, you get 50% because my feelings. I'm a 40-year-old divorcee. I'm going to try to warn you girls. This is what we've been trying to tell men. This is why the man cave exists. They are telling you they never cared about you. All the things that they talked about, when you even the playing field, they change their mind immediately. They're no longer about that life. They're no longer about how it's about the marriage. It's about the connection. It's about being together. It was never about that, especially with modern women. They come out here because they wanted the money, the image. Oh, I'm not happy anymore, but I'm going to be rich, though. Men, listen, until they get their act together, until these bills are passed, stop getting married. If you find the right one and she's the good one, hey, more power to you. For the rest of you that drank that Kool-Aid, all I can say is, I hope you had a good life, Dominoes and biscuits. And if you're Haitian and you work the MS, you know what I'm talking about.
Right-wing extremists passed abortion bans across the country and swore that it had nothing to do with oppressing women. It was all about states' rights. But now their nefarious intentions are becoming clear. Going after your right to choose wasn't enough.
There's some cute lesbians out there. She's a cute lesbian. I mean, I like women with long faces and brunettes, but whatever.
Going after your right to access birth control wasn't enough.
Listen, you know, it wasn't the birth control. It was actually abortion. You dummies could have taken abortion pills and been prepared a long time ago, but you got reckless with your vajayjays.
Now, they're going after your right to get a divorce. Yeah, you heard that right. Right-wing extremists want to make it harder for people to seek a divorce and require a finding of fault.
Yes, it's a contract. Why is it so difficult for people to realize? You're signing a contract. See, when it benefited you and you lost nothing in the process, you didn't care. But now that you have something to lose, oh no, they're coming out there all right. I can't believe it. Let me clutch my pearls and all this other nonsense. Listen, y'all are a bunch of idiots. You didn't have a problem with any of this, but now it's against you. Oh my God, my feelings and this and that, and what about the women in Ethiopia? Y'all start bringing up people that have nothing to do with this. Sounds familiar.
Even though modern no-fault divorce laws have been shown to massively decrease domestic violence and spousal homicide. So let's be clear.
I think it's the homicide is that there's a lot of men committing suicide being married to women like you. Y'all making it seem like this is a big deal. Like I said, didn't care about it back in the day. Now all of a sudden you care.
This agenda had nothing to do with states' rights. This is all about controlling women. I'm Cheyenne Hunt, and I'm running to become the first Gen Z woman ever elected to Congress because this is horrific, and young women cannot afford to sit back and wait. We have to stop this before it's too late.
Oh, you poor thing. You poor lesbian thing. Nobody cares, okay? You would have had the support of men if laws were equal and you guys all worked together. But you decided to take the law, you decided to take all their laws and put it together and mesh it to a working your benefit, didn't care what it did to the family, didn't care what it did to anyone else. But now you want to start sitting up here complaining that it ain't going your way. Oh no, those alt-right guys, they're just misogynists and I mean, I hope it all goes to bed because y'all deserve it. Now I'm not even being a douchebag. I'm gonna end it with this. We need to start bringing back responsibility. Getting married because you chose the right partner. Having children because you chose the right partner. Once they started letting you do whatever the heck you wanted, this is what happened. Divorces are 90%. Single parents, single motherhood. I don't have the numbers. I'm sorry, but I'll put it in the description. But it's disgusting. It is disgusting that there are children out here being born without a suitable father because you choose the worst of men to be fathers. No one forced you to do that. You know what birth control is, right? I know you know what that is. Cranberry juice is good for you. But no, you don't want to get married, get divorced whenever you feel like. My feelings. I don't feel like I love him anymore, and he can lose everything. You get to gain money from it. That's what I'm talking about. But now that you're eviling the playing field, it's evil. It's all like leveled now. Now all of a sudden you're upset. Oh, I can't believe this. I can't believe that they would make us be responsible. You sign a contract and it only benefits one side. Are you going to play that game? Clearly not, because you know you're upset about it. It's all right. It's all good. Listen, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. You've been on the system for so long, you have no idea what it's like to be an adult. But I hope that this makes people look at life and say, you know what? I'm going to make better choices for my life, for my children's life, for the man I choose to be with life. And I hope that this means that as people, we can have nuclear families again. Because that's what we need, a nuclear family. But enough of me rambling. I hope that you people are looking at this and saying, we need a change. I'm Black Iris, signing out.